Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So I was just about to cook my lunch and I was thinking about how I have actually used food to increase my pretty privilege, gain exotical tax, and social climb. So a few days ago, I talked about how on this channel, every once in a while, I'm going to switch up the content just a little bit because I feel like we talk a lot about very serious topics, very dramatic topics. And so sometimes I want to keep it lighthearted and fun and remind us that, hey, we're the Pretty Girl Club. And I just want to remind us that, we can still level up and do whatever we want to do in life despite whatever traumas we've been through. So you may see me post one or two videos every now and again about like different beauty tips and things like that. And also, I want to talk about how there are some stereotypes about MLS women that I love and that I actually want to preserve. So, one of the stereotypes that people unintentionally placed on us is that we are the pretty girls. And so that's why I call us the Pretty Girl Club. I'm not saying that other groups of women can't be pretty, so don't try to attack me in the comment section. But when it comes to the types of food that I've eaten, it actually has increased my pretty privilege because, for example, when I go to the store and I get spinach, like just raw baby spinach, and I cook it on the stove with like some olive oil and I just eat it as a side dish with my dinner, that has actually helped to make my hair more healthy. It has helped to make my skin more healthy, and it fills me up so that I don't overeat when it comes to sugar. So that's actually increasing my pretty privilege, and it's also increasing that stereotype that a lot of MLS women have, that we have like the quote unquote healthy hair. And when I say healthy hair, or the terms like good hair, I'm not talking about a hair texture. I think that good hair is healthy hair, and it can be any texture. It could be 4C, it could be anything in between. But spinach is something that I've personally used to increase my pretty privilege. And when it comes to using food as a form of social climbing, you guys know that I love to stay in grocery stores like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, or grocery stores that are not like in the middle of the ghetto, no offense. But you guys have heard my story time videos about how sometimes when I go to these ratchet ass grocery stores in the middle of bad neighborhoods, I get treated bad, the customer service is bad. And then I remember one time I went to this one Walmart in a really bad neighborhood and I bought a salad and some produce. And I remember when I opened my bag of salad, a bunch of fruit flies literally like flew out of it. And then I remember I got a lemon from there. And when I cut the lemon, it was literally brown and gooey on the inside. So that is an experience that I try to avoid. By the way, I'm not trying to throw shade at all Walmarts because I still go there sometimes, but one way that I've actually used my diet to social climb is I like to stay in higher end grocery stores, and I also like to go to the grocery stores of my other ethnicities. So I love going to like the Latin American grocery store. Sometimes I'll even go to the Asian grocery store. That's not even a part of my mix, but I'm kind of killing multiple birds with one stone because I'm buying healthy foods, which will increase my pretty privilege, and I can increase my exotical tax because I'm saving money. So oftentimes the ethnic grocery stores have cheaper produce versus places like Target, even though I love Target, but versus places like Target and all of the other popular grocery stores. Sometimes they get their produce from like these really big farms that kind of overcharge. And so there will be moments where they may try to overcharge you. But if you go to a local farmer's market or something where they source a lot of their produce from people around your neighborhood and people in your city, it can end up being cheaper, which actually helps you to save money. So that is a form of exotical tax. But one thing I've tried to do is I try to focus on whole foods, meaning foods that come just raw, just straight from the root. So, for example, instead of buying frozen fries from the frozen section, I will try to buy an actual potato or sweet potato, and then I'll go home and like chop it up and season it and just put it on a cookie sheet and bake it or something. That helps me to save money, and it's also healthier because I can control what is going into my body. Another beauty tip that I've been using that has really helped increase my pretty privilege is focusing on multiple different forms of protein. I know that a lot of people like to eat meat as their main form of protein, but there are so many other protein sources. And for me personally, I can't really eat meat 24/7. Like I cannot have meat 3 meals a day every single day. That's going to make my stomach upset. I just don't feel that great when I eat too much meat. And also, if I eat a lot of burgers and stuff, it just makes my butt bigger, which I'm trying to avoid. So I have personally focused on other forms of protein, whether it's things like spinach or maybe different types of lentils and stuff like that. By the way, I love black eyed peas. That is definitely my blackness kicking in. I am like obsessed with black eyed peas. I could literally eat them 3 meals a day, but I would say if you're going to eat black eyed peas, try not to eat them with like neck bones and all that other stuff in them. They're so good. But anyway, focusing on protein has helped me to increase my pretty privilege because for all of my pretty girls that like to go to the gym and you like to do squats and do all those ab workouts and stuff, eating high protein that actually can help you with maintaining that muscle tone. So it can actually help your waist to look more snatched. It can help your booty to pop a little bit more. By the way, it was really funny because I actually saw an unambiguous girl in the gym today. She had a BBL and I almost didn't notice it because I do feel like it looks more natural on black women. But if you just eat high protein and do those squats and stuff, that could help you save money because then you may not have to spend a bunch on BBLs. Another tip that I have is instead of eating a bunch of candy and sugar, I personally try to eat fruit like grapes or something because it's a healthier alternative versus ice cream, for example. So last night I got a sugar craving and I just went to the fridge and I got some chilled grapes and it really satisfied my sugar craving. And I would say that's a really good tip because, especially for those of you pretty girls who struggle with things like acne, if you eat a lot of ice cream and dairy, high sugar, and stuff like that, that can actually inflame your skin and it can cause acne. And so, one way that you can help stay away from that is by maybe drinking more smoothies, drinking more water, or just staying away from, stuff that can inflame the bumps on your skin. I'm going to put a list on the screen that has a whole bunch of anti-inflammatory foods. And another thing that I love to do is I drink tea every single day. I drink herbal tea because it's like really healthy for me. I love drinking tea that has like cinnamon in it because cinnamon is known to help increase the blood flow to your brain, which actually helps with you making better decisions and things like that. If you're a part of my Patreon, you've heard me talk about the brain and, kind of going deeper into how your brain actually works and how a lot of people who make bad life decisions, it actually has to do with the physical health of their brain. But anyway, what do you ladies think? Do you have any pretty girl tips for the rest of us here in the Pretty Girl Club? Are there any foods that you've eaten that have literally changed your life or your body or your skin? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.